Well, welcome everybody to our Team Eagles call Monday evening every week. We are delighted that you're joining us. No, I am not Jenny. I am Rachel Harries, and I'm an NMD in Dallas, Texas. And we are delighted that you chose to spend this time with us, whether you're here live or whether you are listening to the recording after the fact. And tonight we have some exciting information to be sharing with you. I think Melinda and Mark are the lead us on that, and I will turn it over for whoever is due to jump in next. But welcome everybody.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we have got way too much information than we can probably ever share with you in 30 minutes, but we are taking on the challenge. So Kathy and Mark and I jumped in the car, drove 14 hours over to Atlanta. We just got filled up with so much information from Kurt on the Peachtree boot camp, and the three of us are going to do our best to help you understand what we got so excited about. So I'm going to turn it over first to Kathy. Kathy, unmute first. Kathy and I are all using.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Is this better? Yes. All right. Well, I had said, hello, guys. We so wish y'all had been there. So we truly missed everybody being there. And is this the full screen, Melinda? Just since I'm using two different computers, guys. So bear with me. Can y'all all see that?
Yes,
Somebody
we're good. It looks
yes
great.
Or no? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All righty. So I'm going to try not to wiggle it around as much. So, of course, we did go to the Peachtree boot camp. The highlight of the thing was actually the car ride. So it was fun. We just got in it, flew both ways, straight through. So it was a lot of fun. You'll have to join us next time. But it was just this past weekend. We had some fabulous speakers from our CEO to other national marketing directors, heard tidbits and tricks and things to do to help improve our business, heard about social media, lots of stuff. And then, of course, Kurt Beavers followed it up and was the very last speaker of the day. And he just kind of sprinkled things through the whole event. But we're going to do a little bit just to tell you all about it. Well, and of course, Travis Garza kicked it off. And as everyone knows, he is our global CEO, and he was charming to say the least. So, and kept us laughing. But there he really talked about that he wanted that we create hope, but that we need to open our mouths to be able to do that. People don't know what we do if we don't tell them. So we need to be bolder. We need to engage with people. And then he gave us the 5 things of how to do that. Just connect with people and find things in common. He had us do a little exercise, pick somebody at the table that you were not sitting by that you knew, and then find out 2 things in common. And it was a quick, 2-minute little exercise. He said, set appointments, give quality presentations, make sure you're prepared for those presentations when you actually go to do that. And then follow up. That was the key. Even the other presidential marketing director that sat at the table with us said, follow up is the key. You have to do that. And then he said, make sure you have recognition and celebrate the successes and the failures, because the failures truly help us get to where we truly want to be. And that's where we can build on those. And then lead by example. And then there were 5 focus areas that he really wanted to hit on. And it was improve our brand energy, develop partner growth and excitement, modernize and enhance our digital and technical capabilities, improve customer acquisition, experience, and retention, and then operate with excellence. Those, when they break down, they said those are the things that they're making sure everything fits into one of those focus areas so that they can be streamlined and know exactly what the vision that they have. These are going to be the 3 words that they're really focusing on: innovate, engage, and ignite. Also Indianapolis, he said that's going to be the focus. How can we innovate, engage, and ignite? And innovate, he said, it was building relevant maintaining the brand, and then just fueling our growth. And we do have a new product coming. They're going to unveil that in Indianapolis, and Melinda's going to hit on that a little bit later at the end. But just some excitement. They didn't spill the beans and tell us there, so I don't know what it is. Then as far as engaging, he just said, are you engaging? Are you really listening to what the other person says? Or are you already thinking of the answer? You know, you ask a question and you're anticipating what they're going to say, but maybe you're not really listening to what they're going to say. So he said, that's how you just truly engage. Keep the creativity and new and exciting. He gave us an example of like brand recognition and little jingles that companies have. And those were hilarious. There was one millennial that was a Gen X, I think is what they said it was. She was like 19 years old. And so he played some of the jingles that we all knew, like Alka-Seltzer. She didn't know what that even was, you know, and the whole audience could sing the plop, plop, fizz, fizz. So it was cute. He did another one that showed videos. We don't have the videos to show, so maybe we'll be able to capture those and share those another time, but that was a really funny one. And then just to ignite, that we just need a new energy, simple and focus on what we're doing, and just be confident in where we're going. And he said, no matter what happens and people say things, they'll tell you this will never work, you can't do this. He said, just keep moving forward. The legacy you leave for the future, you never know where that's going to go. So he was just a joy. And then those were just things that it's going to increase our active customer. You just recruiting new partners, making partners more productive, make it easier for partners to do business with us. He said sometimes the website's not always user friendly. So they're really focusing on trying to make that just super easy and just improve that customer experience so that they want to stay with us for life, that they just don't order and then be gone. And there was all four of us. So of course we had to snap a picture with him. And then I have the pleasure of also talking about Leanne Harris. And I know she is a presidential marketing director from Denton, and she was a delight. I've heard her speak before, as many of you also have, but she kind of went on planting seeds of change. And she really focuses on also just being a mom on a mission. She said, you know, she wants to be there and for her kids and make sure that they get that. So she focused on seeds of change. And there were 6 things that she said we need to do every day. I mean, that was just exercise, sleep 7 to 8 hours, manage stress, drink water, use safer products, and eat real food. And that's kind of where she was focusing on that, just the eating of the real food. She gave us her website. It's leanneharris.com. And there's all kinds of information on there. But she also talked about just eating raw foods. And it's about an hour and 20-minute video on how you can reverse things in 90 days just by eating raw fruits and vegetables. One of the studies that she talked about was that you can, if prescriptions were for healthier food, we could save over $100 billion in healthcare costs each year. And she also has a chart on there. We just pulled off one of the pages, but each fruit she's gone through and then told us what the fruit is and then the benefits that we have that particular fruit brings. Artichokes aid in digestion and lower cholesterol. You know, so it was interesting to just look at that. Beets controls blood pressure and combats cancer, also strengthens bones. Not ever eaten beets, but that's okay. I'll eat the other things on the page. But yeah, so there's other pages that go along with it, but just some that she had put on there. This was another one of the slides that she showed, just good bacteria and bad bacteria, that the good bacteria feeds on plants and the bad bacteria that we have within our body, they love sugar, protein, fat. So we definitely need to be eating the plants and fresh fruits and vegetables so that we do get that good bacteria. And here was just one of her funny cartoons that she said, where the sharks don't even sometimes know what to eat. I think it'll be okay as long as we don't eat the buns. That's what they're saying to themselves. And that little book says keto diet if the video's not that good. But this is, she also talked about we're just growing health for the next generation. And I love that slide with the little baby's hand there. This is actually her granddaughter, and this is how she gives her the capsules. So she just dumps it right in the applesauce, and you can see all of them are there. She squirted the omega in the middle, put the fruits, vegetables, and berries, and just opened up the capsule, sprinkled it in, stirred it up, and the little girl's just eating away. One of the quotes that she said was, "Eat like your life depends on it," because it does. So, and also just a tidbit to take away, we can't force someone to hear a message they're not ready to receive, but we must never underestimate the power of planting a seed. And then my favorite video, let me see if I can get this to play for you. This is also her granddaughter. Is it better if I leave it this way, or let me see?
Yeah, it's good. Just like that, Kathy. You're good.
Okay, good. And there's not a sound.
That's the omega capsule that she just chewed up.
Yeah, she's just eating the capsules straight. So cute. And she's asking for them. And she goes back and once more. She really likes the green ones. She keeps picking that one.
Right, great.
So anyways, but that, I just thought that video was a great way to end Leanne's segment. And she's adorable. So even the little ones love it.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much. Okay, we are going to switch over. I am going to try to capture Dr. Tolzer and Beth Leopold, and those two are just amazing. But I must have told 100 people that I was going to get to meet this surgeon. Nick, if you'll play those two videos, and I've got a few slides to capture what he was teaching us.
University professor Dr. Gerald Tolzer, hailing from the prestigious University of Vienna. University professor Dr. Gerald Tolzer, hailing from the prestigious University of Vienna. Dr. Tolzer has transformed the lives of countless children through his groundbreaking work in fetal cardiology. At the helm of Europe's largest center for prenatal intracardiac intervention, Dr. Tolzer has just pushed the boundaries of medicine. He's redrawn them, offering hope to families facing the unimaginable. I was wanting to share with him, we have a friend who Elaine knows, who had a baby, and they're struggling. Their whole cardiovascular system, Dr. Tolzer, was born where it flows backwards, where it doesn't flow in the normal direction. They're keeping the baby alive, hoping for a heart transplant on their own. I'm sure that's the kind of thing that he could be a major part of. I just thought about that. His expertise has been sought across the globe, from Children's Hospital of Philadelphia to Harvard Medical School, marking him as a global authority in this field. Dr. Tolzer's contributions have been celebrated with numerous awards, recognizing his innovative treatments and research that have set new standards in pediatric care. As we welcome him to the stage, let's gear up for an exhilarating.
This next slide is going to show how he did the first open heart surgery on a fetus in utero.
Chest into the left ventricle, and if you look over to the right side, you can see we just place the needle beneath the valve. We advance the catheter, balloon catheter, we blow it up a couple of times, and then the valve is open again, and the cardiac chamber should take up again. That's how we do it in the operating room. There are about 10 people in the room. It's me scanning and watching the ultrasound pictures while the hematologist and the others are working on the needling and the catheter like this. This is how it looks like on the ultrasound. You can see here the fading left heart. The heart is not pumping anymore. It has all the cardiac muscle cells basically are dead. So we moved into the left heart, we advanced the needle, and we tried to hit this small target here, that's the aortic valve, where we really try to put the catheter in and just make a long procedure short. We fill it in and we remove the needle, and after the procedure, the valve is open again.
I think the most fascinating thing, besides that he did that, he said it was 5D, because obviously the baby's heart is three-dimensional and it's moving inside the mother's womb, and then of course the other 3D with the live situation with the mother. So yeah, that's where he inserted that. But beyond even that, I still can't believe that I was in the same room and I got to meet him and his son Dominique. But he also brought so much importance. Mick, if you'll show those other slides, he really helped us try to understand the importance of nutrition. He personally has been eating Juice Plus for the last 20 years. He's on Jeff Roberti's team and trying to help change that information out in Europe as well. He's from Austria, as Kurt said. But he also gave us, do you have those other slides, Mick? Yeah. So he also talked about all of these things that are so important. Honestly, it was just amazing. He was talking about all the nutritional fueling of the fetus while the mother is pregnant, and how that leads to this fetal lipid exposure and then puts the kids at risk. He said kids that are 8, 10 years old are experiencing situations that were absolutely initiated during pregnancy because of the mother's diet. So then the next one, he talks about the brain and all of the effects that we're seeing. He gives, of course, the research studies, everything that's happening with all our anxiety and ADHD, all of the things that come directly from what we are fueling the brain with. And then I think I had another one. Yeah, this one was so important. Look at this, y'all. This is World Health Organization. This is global data, and talking about the top things that are most important and contributing to deaths in millions. And blood pressure, obesity is right there at the top, tobacco and cholesterol. But he's got this big red arrow because now they're showing the low fruit and vegetable intake is right here. It is literally right here near the top of the cause of death. And that's around the world. And then we hear about this a lot with the epigenetics. He went over that in detail, and we've heard a lot about that, but just the impact on the fruits and vegetables on our genomes. The last thing I wanted to tell you from him, if you know any medical professionals, Juice Plus has organized a Juice Plus Science Institute. The website is down this right now, but it will be back up by the end of the week. And this is a global collection of fruit and impact of fruit and vegetables, not just Juice Plus, but it's easiest to measure with Juice Plus because we're encapsulated, but just data from all over the world. They're really trying to help more medical professionals understand there is clinical research that supports our understanding of the effect of fruits and vegetables on our diet. And then he had this last slide, all of the things that are benefit of a healthy lifestyle, the diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, cancer, chronic illnesses. And so I just loved, it was so unbelievable that he did this first open heart surgery, and that was fascinating. But then he tied it right into the importance of the fruits and vegetables and how we really need, I mean, it just motivated all of us so much on this mission globally to get this information out for the health of different people. And then, Mark, I'm sorry, I'm going to take just a couple minutes, but I'll go really fast. I'm going to share my screen. Beth Leopold. Oh, wait, let's see. So I can do this. Okay, now I can't see anybody, but somebody tell me, can you see that PowerPoint? Yes, I can't tell. Somebody tell me. Is that showing?
No,
No.
I can't see anything.
No. How do I get the PowerPoint to show, Mick?
Share screen.
I did my share screen, and then, oh, here I go. Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
now can you see it? Okay, perfect. So just real quick, Beth Leopold is a Presidential Plus marketing director. And I loved this because you guys know I don't particularly like doing in-home, all the things that people love to do. But Beth doesn't either. And she has built her whole business just like we have built ours with connection calls. So I just want to go through this really quickly and help you see. And I've got all these slides. Why can't I advance my slide? Well, shoot. Oh, there we go. So it talks about the three-way calls, and those of you that are interested in this, I can get you all these slides that she talks about the power of the telephone and all the different ways that we can reach out and individually talk with people and connect them with our team. She talks about the importance of getting ready for your call. You probably don't want to talk to the person on the left, but you do want to talk to someone who is smiling and happy to hear your voice. So we can do attraction calls with prospects. There is a sheet right here that's available on the hub, lots of directions there. This is really great information whenever I've got a connection call with Mick and Jenny or Kurt. I try to send them this information ahead of time and then invite them, talk about their all the different reasons that we might be calling. This is something I have not done that I wish I had done, but the whole time, once I get somebody on the call, then I'm basically just hitting mute and I'm just taking notes a mile a minute, just listening to the person I've brought to the call and the person who I have invited them to. And so Beth suggested using a verbiage notebook, which I wish I had done, but that was a great idea. Obviously we can do this for a launch call. We can do it for family and friends. And then finally, the most important one, Kurt's been talking about the monthly rhythm. Make sure you've got coaching calls set up with your team that want to grow. We do those either weekly or at least every other week. The first and third week of each month is a really great rhythm. So you can find out at the very beginning of the month exactly what they want to happen. And then you come back the third week of the month and you've got plenty of time to make sure that you get it done. And then, of course, never, ever leave a call without scheduling your next call. Okay, so I am going to turn it over to Mark. You don't quite have 7 minutes, but you got 5.
No pressure. Okay. So anyways, yeah, I go back to what Kurt was saying. He was like talking about how we ever going to get all this information into 1.5 days. And here we are trying to do it in 30 minutes. So but I'm going to hopefully share my screen and have this work. I've got 2 people that I'm going to do theirs. Hopefully you can see this. Can you see that? Okay. So anyways, mine, and I'm gonna go real quick. I can also send these links out. It's basically just our copy of pictures of their presentations, but the first one was Mary Ellen Mullen. She talked about just keep swimming, finding the mojo in your Juice Plus journey. She was talking about, how everybody was going really big guns. And then 2008, we had kind of a recession and it said, the party's over. And then in 2009, we had the big convention. I'm on the boat and everything. And then we got going again. And then all of a sudden here comes COVID and wipes us out again, right? So how do we get our mojo back? And she talked a lot about, just how do we get going again? How do we keep the, excitement and energy and all that. And she had these 3 words: confidence, courage, consistency, which gives us our momentum. She had a lot of quotes. She also kind of referenced the Finding Nemo movie, and how the dad, I can't remember his name, she always said it, but the little clownfish, had to get a little brave and get out of the anemone to go find his kid and all that. And anyways, she had a bunch of quotes. Jim Rohn, of course, a bunch of the older people here know success is neither magical or mysterious. It's the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. And she said, so we have to, rediscover or start with your why. For some of us, it's like, maybe there's a new one. We got to figure out, do we need a new one? But your why is the important thing. And then you figure out how, and then you figure out what you want. And she said, most people start with what they want, then they figure out how they're going to get it, and then they don't have a why, so it doesn't ever work. So the other quote she had here from Friedrich Nietzsche was, he who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. And then your ability to consistently implement is directly related to your ability to manage the stories your brain is constantly offering you. She talked a lot about the stinking thinking and, talking to ourselves positively. And, what stories are you telling yourself? It's too expensive. Nobody wants it. I'm not enough. She said data from the labor statistics shows that the average American family is spending over $400 a month on just produce, yet only 1 in 10 are actually eating them. So what's happening to them? They're getting pitched in the trash can, right? And she even talked about how, you'll put it in there and you wait for a couple of days for it to look even worse so you can throw it away. She talked about getting out of the comfort zone. So she had some Brene Brown quotes here: the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And this one was one that kind of hit me. The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. And so she also had some things on anxiety and excitement. Talked about how the brain really doesn't recognize the difference. It's just activity in your brain. So they are basically the same thing. So you need to decide which one you're feeling. She talked about how when she got up that morning, she was very, very nervous. So she just kept saying to herself, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. And then that anxiety feeling that she thought it was turned into excitement. This was the key word I think we heard everywhere: consistency, consistency, consistency. And small habits don't add up, they compound. And consistency isn't key, it's everything. But that was one of the big words that we had. And this one was pretty neat: if you do for 2 years what nobody else will do, you'll get to do for the rest of your life what other people only wish they could. She talked a lot about the DMO, and she said, lots of people have different ways they do it. Some people use the Team Z. She uses the regular DMO sheet, that we've always had. She also talked about you can find this in boards, in the Campbell team and other places. I'm sure it's also probably on the hub. But she also was very strong about the Empowered in 1 Hour, doing your power hour. And she said, it's a daily method of operation, but if all you can do right now is 3 days a week or 2 days a week, or even if it's a weekly method of operation, do something consistently, pick the same time every week or whatever. But she was really pushing because I think she does, in fact, she said she does one of these every day as a host, just to hold her accountable to make sure she doesn't. But she talked a lot about these. I think Nicole is also one of the people that does these, and we've talked about them before. But you can look up those and get on and do the power hour with other people. And then she talked about where the things were: Juice Plus College on the boards, Empowered in 1 Hour session. Here's that page. I think we usually see it posted for what's available every day. But, main thing I think she was talking about was, just being consistent, putting it on your calendar, sticking to it. She did have this slide that said, if you do them, be prepared, have some things ready. Have your memory jogger or your list, your dream team worksheet, your genealogy report, your downline growth and PVC report, and things, because that's kind of what you do. You do the contacting customers, contacting partners, and all. Anyways, the body doubling, it says virtual or in person. The key is both be aware you're trying to get something done. So that's kind of what the power hour in an hour or whatever. And then she ended with the quote again, success is neither magical or mysterious. Success is a natural consequence of constantly applying the basic fundamentals. Okay, so let me close this one. So the second person, I'm 2 minutes late, gosh. Okay, so I'll just fly through this one because this one is on, I just ripped my microphone out of here. Okay. So this one was on the social media. So I'm just going to fly through the things so they're on the recording. You can come back and look at them. But she was basically overall just talking about personalizing social media and doing the ones that you're comfortable with. But she was basically saying, you know, the main thing is, you know, we talk about branding our products. But you also on social media have to brand yourself. So she talked about, you know, make it real, let your personality show through. Profile pic, like Brianna has said many times before, make your profile pic a picture of you, not of your dog or your cat or flowers or a bird or whatever. Make it a picture of you. On the bio, she said, keep it to about 4 lines maximum. You know, are you fishing and hunting or are you gardening and harvesting? She said we should be more in the gardening and harvesting, planting seeds out there and then looking for harvest. She had some platforms, the different platforms, you know, what you would want to do with what the kind of characteristics of them are. And then there is training on boards for social media. In the boards, there's also on the hub, there is actually, I think, a class on social media. So she said we might want to even do a team challenge and say, okay, let's all go through this presentation together as we work on it. Stories, like she said, just make it be something that's about you. She said, don't post like a Juice Plus thing every time. Do something about what you're doing, how you exercised, or where you went, or, you know, whatever, what you ate, maybe, or whatever. But make it be like you know, make it personal. On posts, you want to teach what you know. So informational, opinion, engagement, conviction. And you want to say, if somebody looked at this post, would they want to save it? That was how she said, you might want to judge your post. On the reels and the live, it was more like, you know, do it quick and fast, but still make it authentic. She said, don't speak to one-on-one, you know, just make it about you. So here's her tips, show your face. Anyways, you can get these off of the recording, but it was very interesting. And then she ended with saying, if you're your authentic self, you have no competition. And I had no idea that being your authentic self could make me as rich as I've become. If I had, I'd have done it a lot earlier. And that was a quote from Oprah Winfrey. And we don't hide what's inside. So she said, don't hide what's inside.
Woo, woo, I feel like I'm panting. So just so you know, Nick sent me a board today that Stacy Turner is a national marketing director from New Mexico, phenomenal person. Y'all know her from the planners that she made for us. And she put all her notes on boards. So we will post this link. Nick's got it here for you, but she took excellent notes. It was kind of like having Brianna there typing away. And you can get back to that. There she is right there with Travis. And so there's more complete notes on every single speaker that we heard. Phenomenal job, Tracy. We've got next week, we just want you to know that we've got Leanne and Glenn Harris. We wanted to do something for Heart Month, and there they are, and they're going to be with us next week. They are both respiratory therapists. Leanne has also gone back and done a master's from Cornell in nutrition. And so they're going to be sharing information. It will be at about 36 minutes long, 34 or 36. So just share that with your invites so they know. We'll start it right on the right at 7:30, but we will go over just a little bit. And as we end tonight, we just want to ignite you. It's so exciting that they have opened up Indianapolis. Of course, everybody you talk to is so excited about the new product. What is it? We ask everybody, nobody would tell us, nobody would say a word. All the people that said, don't you know? I thought you knew. I'd say, no, I don't know. So we got a little short video here, but it is opened up now for SCs. So y'all can all join us. All right, perfect. Thank you, Mick, for making all that happen. I know we're over. We'll stay on if you have questions, but we'll end the recording